What if someone whispered one sentence to Julius Caesar on the morning of March 15th, 44 BC? One sentence that could have changed the entire course of Western civilization. March 44 BC. Julius Caesar is at the absolute peak of his power. He has been declared dictator perpetuo, dictator in perpetuity, by the Roman Senate. He controls the greatest military force the ancient world has ever seen. He has survived the Civil War, crossed the Rubicon, defeated Pompey, conquered Gaul. Rome is his. And that is precisely the problem. A group of senators, 60 of them, have decided that Caesar's power has gone too far. Led by Brutus and Cassius, they call themselves the Liberatores, the Liberators. Their plan is simple. Invite Caesar to the Theatre of Pompey for a Senate session on the Ides of March, and kill him there, in front of everyone. Caesar had been warned multiple times. His wife Calpurnia dreamed of his murder and begged him to stay home. A soothsayer told him to beware the Ides of March. A note was pressed into his hand that morning containing the names of every conspirator. He never read it. Caesar walked into that Senate chamber anyway, supremely confident. Fatally so. This is where I arrive. The morning of March 15th, 44 BC. Caesar is preparing to leave for the Senate. I find him alone for just a moment. His litter-bearers waiting outside, his guards briefly distracted. I tell him plainly, 60 senators are waiting for him in that chamber, with hidden blades. Brutus is among them. If he walks through those doors today, he will not walk out. Caesar looks at me with those sharp grey eyes. He has heard warnings before. His wife, the soothsayer, the unread note still in his hand. He is not a man who frightens easily, but something in the directness of what I have said gives him pause, just for a moment. That pause is everything. Caesar does not go to the Senate. He sends word that he is unwell, the same excuse his friend Decimus had already prepared to use if Caesar seemed hesitant. The 60 conspirators wait in the Theatre of Pompey, blades hidden beneath their togas. They wait for hours. Caesar never comes. Within days, the plot begins to collapse from the inside. 60 men sharing a secret is 60 too many. One breaks, then another. Caesar moves swiftly, not with executions, but with political neutralization. Brutus is exiled. Cassius follows. The Liberatores scatter across the empire, their cause collapsing before it ever had a chance to become a movement. With the conspiracy crushed, Caesar consolidates power faster than history ever allowed him to. Within a year, he has restructured the Roman calendar, the Julian calendar we still use today. Massive public building projects, land reforms, census reorganizations. He begins to move towards something Rome has never officially had, but always feared: a monarchy. Caesar as king. Caesar survives the Ides of March. He builds a new Rome. He becomes the most powerful man in the ancient world. And then, within 2 years, something the conspirators always feared but never managed to do themselves happens anyway. The Roman Senate, now filled with new enemies Caesar made through his consolidation of power, finds new plotters, new blades. The conspiracy of the Ides of March failed. The idea behind it did not. Caesar is assassinated in 42 BC, 2 years later than history recorded, in a different location, by different men. He is no older, no wiser about the danger he lives in. The warning I gave him bought 2 years. It did not buy a lifetime. And the power vacuum his death still creates still triggers the same chain of events. Octavian rises. Antony falls. The Roman Republic ends. The Roman Empire begins. History, it turns out, has a way of arriving at the same destination, no matter how many detours you force it to take. One warning. One morning. A conspiracy crushed, and 2 more years of Julius Caesar's Rome. But the republic he inherited was already dying before the first blade was drawn. Saving Caesar from the Ides of March didn't save the republic. It just changed the date on its tombstone. Next time, what if someone had warned Archduke Franz Ferdinand before Sarajevo?